like to call to order the February 25th meeting of the Code Enforcement and Nuisance Board. Roll call.
Earbone.
Here.
LaPointe.
Here.
Gonzalez.
Here.
Harmon.
Yes.
Mukanovic.
Here.
All right, hopefully everyone's had a chance to look at the meeting minutes from our January meeting, and I will entertain a motion to approve those.
Motion.
A second.
Point Harmon, roll call.
Earbone.
Yes.
LaPointe.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
Mukanovic.
Yes.
All right, if the staff will stand up so you can be sworn in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. All right, thank you so much. We will now move into our hearing agenda, first with appeals. Madam Clerk.
Agenda item 2025-8 is for code compliance. Case number 2025-0055 is an appeal to citation number 2025-0135.3 with a fine in the amount of $105.54 for the property located at 604 Covington Street. The owners are Daryl and Nellie Hedges. The respondent is Jonathan Hedges. Mr. Hedges is in the audience this afternoon to address the board, and Officer Heather Lashley will present the case.
Good evening. This case was the result of a proactive inspection on January 3rd, 2025. During the inspection, the following violations were observed: junk, scrap metal, accumulation of construction material, scattered garbage, outdoor storage of accumulation of tires, and an accumulation of rubbish. A notice of violation was sent to the PVA-listed owner and address on that date with a compliance inspection date of January 13th, 2025. On January 16th, 2025, the property was inspected and remained in violation. And you can kind of see, you saw the pallets and some of the rubbish there, tires, a lot going on. The owner's grandson was present on January 16th, 2025 at the property this day, and he was given a door tag and advised our office would inspect again on January 23rd, 2025, and he stated he would have the violations removed by them. On January 23rd, 2025, the property was inspected and still remained in violation. On January 24th, 2025, the property was inspected and remained in violation. A citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA-listed owner and address. The compliance inspection date listed on the citation was February 3rd, 2025, which has since been postponed due to the filed appeal. The following violation was added to the citation: duty of maintenance of private property. And just a note, and you'll see where I posted the citation there that day on the 24th, this is the 10th code compliance case at this property since 2021, 5 of which have been citizen complaints regarding ongoing violations at the location. You'll see the day I posted the citation, tires still there, scattered trash, rubbish around, junk auto parts you'll see laying around. So not a whole lot done, if not some things added since the initial inspections. So today, went back and inspected, and as of today, the case has been open for 54 days. The property remains in violation. You'll see that there's still junk auto parts there. There's still tires there, trash, just junk. And in addition to the violations that are currently still there on the property, there was a vehicle parked in the backyard. So still the majority of the things going on today as in the original days, the original inspections. That was this morning.
Ian, Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yeah.
All right. If you'll give us your name, then you can go ahead and give us your side.
Jonathan Hedges. I don't really have a side other than it was a winter weather advisory. There were snow and ice on the ground. Not for the majority. I mean, for the beginning of the citation, yeah, it was probably good weather. But towards the end, we really couldn't get a lot done. And my nephew, who most of this stuff is, he did get it up, cleaned, out of the driveway, organized it somewhat on the back porch. And I didn't realize that the fourth inspection didn't happen. I thought that maybe we were okay. But yeah, no, just other than the cold weather, it slowed us down. And I mean, it's not easy when things are snowing and freezing and raining and there's ice and snow on everything. But that's really my side. I mean.
Let me just say something real quick. Maybe the folks might give me some advice. I was thinking about abstaining from this one. I walk down the street almost every day picking grandkids up at school. I think I've got my mind made up before this one came in, what I would have done on this one. So I think I'm going to step aside because yeah, I don't think I can give you a fair shot because I've seen the property almost every day.
I think that your perspective is actually unique because that is very specifically the reason why we have so many cases in the past. It's a very public corner and a very public property. And so while, yes, we have some violations in the past, we also have, I don't know, every parent of every kid in Potter Gray pass by our house, stop at that stop sign, have to sit there and be made to look and wait. And people are naturally going to complain. That's what people do.
Conversation from the board?
I'll make a motion to uphold the citation and fine in the amount of $105.54.
Second. LaPointe Dearborn. Roll call?
Dearborn.
Yes.
LaPointe.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Harmon.
Abstain.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
All right, so that means you have to pay the fine and the citation and make sure you get everything else put into compliance as much as possible.
I'm going to need somebody to give us some tips on what needs to be done because, like I said, as of right now, he organized it very well on the back porch, I think. I don't think that it's that unsightly, but we can go, like maybe you can come by and we'll go over it.
Hi, sir. I'm happy to do that. So today, like I was saying, and tires have been an issue from the beginning. There were still tires. Tires can't be outside on the property at all. So all the tires that are laying outside on the property will need to be removed from the outside totally. Can't have junk auto parts just laying out on the property.
They're not actually junk. Like
That's a fender from a car.
from his car that he
Okay,
has.
but you can't, that's a code violation in the city. You can't just have junk auto parts laying out on your property outside like that.
Okay.
Trash and rubbish need to be picked up, okay? I mean, there's trash strewed around the property, there's rubbish. You can't park in the yard in the city. So there's several things going on, but I'm happy. I mean, if you're gonna be home tomorrow or later on this week, I'm happy to stop by.
Friday, please.
Okay,
And we'll go over it. And there is a driveway in the backyard. That truck is not in the driveway. I'll make sure to get that taken care of.
probably in the case, but yes, let me go ahead and get your phone number. Borrow your pen. Do you want to come over and write your number down? And I'll call you on Friday before I come.
That would be great.
All set. Thank you. Agenda item 2025-9 is for code compliance. for case number 2024-7148. This is an appeal to citation number 2024-12368.17. This is a citation fine in the amount of $605.54 for the property located at 1167 Kentucky Street. The owner and respondent, Carlette Bradley. She is on life-size video for the board this afternoon, and Officer Brad Shagaratsky will present the case for us.
If you don't mind, if we can just check. Ms. Bradley, if you can, oh, are you there? Okay. Are you able to hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and present the case, and then I'll get you up on the screen here, so give me just a minute. So this is actually Sonia's case, Officer Duderick, and she's unable to be here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and present it for her. But I am familiar with both of the properties and was present for several of these inspections. The first case here was the result of a complaint received to our office on the 14th of August last year. The initial inspection conducted on the 16th of August found an overflowing construction dumpster. Notice of violation was sent to the PVA listed owner and address on that date with a compliance reinspection of the 26th. There's a photo from that day. On the 20th of August of 2024, a city contractor was there mowing the overgrown grass at the property due to a citation, a separate citation that was issued for overgrown grass. And they contacted our office to let us know that someone had broken into the building. So on the 21st, we inspected the property. It remained in violation and did find the property unsecured, both on the first floor and the basement. During the inspection, it was observed that renovation, electrical and construction work was being done inside the property without any required permits on file. We issued a citation and stop work order and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner and address. On that same day, a gentleman named Luis, who is a maintenance person, called and advised that he was doing the work at the property and that he would obtain all of the proper permits before doing any further work. We did submit a work order to have a city contractor respond to board and secure the property. The compliance inspection date was listed on the citation as September 2nd of 2024, and the following violations were added. Improper disposal, overflowing construction dumpster, accumulation of construction and demolition material, vacant building not secured, permit required, stop work order issued, roofs and drainage, disrepair, basement hatchway not secured, and electrical system hazards. So some of the photos you'll see here are the stop work order and the citation posted on the front of the building. Some pictures of the exterior of the building showing the windows are open on the top floor, the doors are open on the side of the building. Obviously the gutters are pulling away from the building. In order to clear the building before it was boarded, the police department had to go in and make sure that no one was inside of the building before we secured it to make sure no one was locked up inside. And so these are some of the pictures from the inside of the building. You'll see that the building was gutted, and there was new construction that was started where windows were being framed in. There was a lot of disrepair to the overall structure and the electrical system. It had old knob and tube wiring that was, some of it was still active, and then some of it had been retrofitted to current wiring, and which was not done with any permits. Again, there were open windows. A lot of the building was unsecured. So after the work order, the contractor boarded up all of the open doors and windows and secured the property, as you see here in these pictures. During the following months, the property was inspected multiple times and remained in violation each time without significant changes or improvement. The property remained vacant. Most all doors and windows are boarded, and the house is a blight on the surrounding area. Ongoing communication took place with the maintenance man, Luis, and the owners, Macari and Carlette Bradley, on many occasions. Each time they advised that they were working on applying for permits or were looking for a contractor to do the work on the property. On December 10th of 2024, Macari called and had a renovation contractor conferenced in on the phone call to go over the requirements to bring the property into compliance and obtain the permits. The process on how to obtain the permit was explained to both of them, and emails were sent with information to the contractor. And then again on the day after Christmas, the 26th of December, contact was again made with the contractor. He advised he was still waiting on the property owner to give him measurements so he could turn in the permit, but he had not been given any information from them. On the 9th of January of this year, the property was inspected and remained in violation. A citation was issued and posted on the property and sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner and address. The compliance reinspection date listed on the citation was the 20th. Here are photos from that, so the building remains secured. You can see that the owners, Mr. Bradley, had taken boards and put nails facing out to try to keep homeless and vagrant individuals from entering the building. But everything is still boarded up. It still remains a blight on the neighborhood there, but no permits are obtained, and there has been no movement as of that citation. On the 23rd of January, the property was inspected and remained in violation. Another citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail. The compliance inspection date listed on the citation was the 3rd of February, which has since been postponed due to the filed appeal. There were some additional violations that were added on that, but you'll see here the pictures of the property. It is still secure. There's the additional citations posted, so I'm not sure anyone is coming to the building. And it remains a blight on the neighborhood. Neighbors are complaining that they don't want to live next to the house that's been boarded up for that long. And as of today, you'll see pictures. All possible attempts have been exhausted to work with the property owner and bring the property into compliance for an extended period of time. There are still no permits on file. The property remains vacant and unmaintained. It's a blight on the surrounding area. Most, if not all, doors and windows are boarded up, and the premises lacks duty of maintenance of private property. It's now been open for 192 days. Pictures are from today, which you'll see here, the front, the rear, and then our computer system showing that there's still a stop work order and no permits have been filed or requested at this property. And I'm going to now try to get Miss Bradley here, and I'll face this so that you guys can see her. And she can see you, I think. And just
Bradley, I will swear you in, so if you'll raise your right hand. All right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. All right, you can give us your side of the story. Oh, no. Okay.
Brad, we can see her if you just put the mic over there.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us, Miss Bradley? All right, we can't hear her.
Yep.
We're almost there. Hold on. Miss Bradley, can you say something?
Hello?
Oh, we got you now. Okay. Hold on just a second. All right, thanks for your patience. Go ahead.
Sure. Yes, I purchased this property at the end of July in 2023 as an investment property. I'm not a resident of Kentucky. I live in Louisiana. So I was doing this long distance, and I was with the contractor that I hired to do the work. I was relying on him to make sure everything was in order. Yes, my son can be present, but he does not live in Kentucky as well. The contractor, I'm not a contractor, so that's why I'm not doing the work myself. And so I poured a lot of money into this property to make it a better place for someone to live, especially college students. That was the whole point of me purchasing this, because it was near a college and I wanted it to be a place for students. So I didn't do anything to my knowledge. The electrical was working. No plumbing needed to be done. No major systems needed to be tackled. I put the lights on when I started work in September. So I don't know where the electrical new and old came apart. The only thing was supposed to be done was, yes, take the drywall down, in which I did call and asked, did we need a permit to take down drywall? And I was informed no, because I was not tearing down walls. So I don't know where the new electrical met the old electrical, because there was no electrical that was supposed to be done. I didn't pay for electrical to be done. I didn't pay for plumbing or anything of that sort. And as far as the gutters and all that goes, I bought the home like that. It was purchased in that condition. And so I'm not gonna fix gutters when I'm trying to make the interior livable before I start working on gutters. I mean, investment property, I want to make money, and I tried to comply once as best that I could from a distance to make sure that things were in order. And when Sandra would call and say, hey, it's an issue here, I tried my best within a timely manner to get them taken care of. But of course, I'm not electrical, I'm not a contractor, I'm not an electrician. So at this point, yes, it's still boarded up because I am in the process of selling. I am under contract. I close on March 15th, and I will no longer be dealing with this property because my budget is blown from homeless people breaking in. Every time I get something done, I have to get it redone. And I was not notified of the homeless issues when I purchased the property. Otherwise, I would not have went that route. And so the property does stand with boards, but I will not be, I'm selling the property. And I'm closing with Foreman Watson land title on March 15th.
Questions from the board?
I'll make a motion to uphold citation and fine in the amount of $605.54.
I'll second that.
Point, Harmon. Roll call?
Beerbone,
Yes.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
So, Ms. Bradley, that means that the citation and the fine will still stand for that amount.
Okay.
Yep. All right, Madam Clerk.
Agenda item 2025-10 is for code compliance for case number 2024-7182. This is an appeal to citation 2024-12379.19 in a citation fine amount in $1,005.54 for the property located at 1173 Kentucky Street. The owner and respondent is Ms. Carlette Bradley, and Officer Brad Shagaratsky will present the case.
Again, this is Sonia's case, who's not able to be here tonight, so I'll be presenting it for her. This case was the result of a complaint received to our office on the 14th of August, same as the last case that was just presented. The initial inspection was the 16th of August for an overflowing construction dumpster. This is the dumpster that is on that property next door. A notice of violation was sent to the PVA listed owner and address on that date with a compliance reinspection of the 26th of August. On the 27th, Luis called the maintenance individual, and Mr. Macari Bradley said he was working on getting the dumpsters removed from the property. Over the next month, the property was inspected multiple times and remained in violation. Contact was made with Luis and the owners, Macari and Carlette Bradley, on many occasions. Each time they advised that they were either gathering everything to apply for permits or looking for a contractor to do the work. On the 9th of October, our office contacted Luis with maintenance and advised him that homeless subjects were hanging around the property. He advised he would get someone to clean it up and make sure that the property was secured. On the 15th of October, I'm sorry, here's the picture from the 9th of October when individuals were seen coming in and out of the back of the property. On the 15th of October, contact was made with the property owner. She advised that they're still working on getting a contractor to work on the property, and she would make sure the property stays secured. Here are pictures from the 13th of October. I'm sorry, of November. November 13th, our office received calls from Bowling Green Police and Bowling Green Fire regarding multiple subjects and homeless individuals found on the property. The police made several arrests. Staff spoke with Ms. Bradley over the phone, and Macari was still on site at the time. He confirmed that they would be addressing the property's condition immediately. They plan to clean up the property that weekend and begin painting and repairing the floors to make it available for rent as soon as possible. Additionally, Macari mentioned that they would be purchasing a trail camera to monitor the property at the suggestion of a police officer to deter future unauthorized access. The property owner also stated that they were in the process of hiring a property management company to oversee the property moving forward. Again, you'll see the pictures here of multiple subjects that were arrested inside the house, the material and such that's accumulated at the rear of the house. Here's the contraption, if you will, that they had made on the inside of the door that was boarded, where it would look secure from the outside, but they were able to get in and out from the inside. On 12/12, the property was inspected and remained in violation. During that inspection, homeless individuals were observed walking past down the alley and approaching the side of the property. That individual then knocked on a boarded-up window. Someone inside opened the window, allowed him to climb inside through the window. At that time, we made contact with the property owner, who assured us that someone would be there to secure the property immediately. The following day, staff met with at the property with someone named Oscar, who was on site to clean and secure the property, and it was discovered that multiple homeless individuals had again created makeshift hinges on the plywood used to board up the window, allowing them to enter the property while making it look secure from the outside. Police department was again called, and the property was cleared of multiple homeless subjects, and more arrests were made. And the maintenance individual was secured the property before leaving. You'll see the pictures from that date here, as well as looking in from the side of one of the windows where homeless individuals had taken up residence inside. On Saturday, December 14th, Bowling Green Dispatch and police officers on scene called staff regarding multiple individuals inside the property, resulting in several arrests. PD requested that code staff respond from home on a Saturday to the property due to the overwhelming situation there. While on the way to the property, staff was also contacted by the Bowling Green Fire Department, who was on scene investigating if persons inside this property were responsible for setting a fire the previous day at a property across the back alley. It was believed that one of the individuals arrested might have also been involved in setting that fire. Police officers reported unsafe, unsanitary, and unlivable conditions inside the dwelling and requested code staff inspect the property, especially since electric service was still connected and they believed there were imminent electrical hazards. Maintenance personnel were on site to clean the house initially. That's who initially called PD to the property, finding the individuals inside. So they also gave consent for code staff to inspect the house while PD was clearing the house of the individuals. Staff did determine that the house was unsafe, uninhabitable, and had numerous code violations and imminent safety concerns. The house needed to be immediately condemned. Additionally, the city electrical inspector was called at the scene due to the safety concerns, and after his observation of imminent electrical hazards, he called BGMU to remove the meter and disconnect utilities. Mr. Bradley was called and informed of the situation, and he drove up from Nashville a short time later. He installed trail cameras at that time. Bowling Green police officers on scene informed us that per the sergeant on duty, they would no longer be entering the building unless it was a life-threatening emergency due to safety concerns for officers. We conveyed this information to Mr. Bradley, advising him to contact BGPD if needed, but also making sure that he understood the severity of the situation. A citation was issued and hand-delivered to the property owner, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA-listed owner and address. A second citation was also issued at that time for ongoing criminal activity as a nuisance. So 2 citations were issued, but only one is on appeal today. Staff also took time to explain the severity of the situation and the continual drain on city resources, as well as the blight the property creates in the neighborhood. The compliance inspection date listed on the citation was the 26th of December, and the following violations were listed. You'll see them on the screen there. There's a whole lot of them, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll show you pictures of all of them here in just a moment. So here's the exterior doors that were boarded up. The side windows were taken off. There's windows that are broken on the second story. The inside of the building was absolutely uninhabitable. There were multiple subjects that had been defecating and urinating on the floor, as you'll see on the picture on the left. There were no handrails on the stairs that subjects were going up and down, as well as guardrails at the top of the stairs. There's graffiti all over all of the walls. The doors were broken. They did a lot of damage on the inside. This is still the first floor. These are 2 rooms where individuals were staying, as well as using the kitchen there. This, I believe, is the second floor where there was material that had been accumulated. You'll see the graffiti on the walls. And as well as the kitchen on the second floor, and that picture on the right-hand side where they were cooking and storing food. Here's just a sample of the many electrical hazards that were identified. There were outlets, receptacles, wires hanging out of the walls. Again, more graffiti, accumulated objects. Again, just pictures of the inside showing it's uninhabitable. The picture on the right-hand side here is actually of the gable window. So it's standing on the second floor inside the house, looking through the attic crawl space towards the front of the house, towards Kentucky Street. And the light you see coming in there is after the rest of the house was boarded up, they started climbing on the roof and then coming into the gable window and climbing in through the attic to get inside. So Let's see, where are we here? On the 26th of December, the property was re-inspected and remained in violation. A fire was observed in a shopping cart at the back of the property, and one of the back doors was again unsecured. It did not appear that anyone was inside, and it appeared that the interior of the house was still empty. Staff called the fire department to extinguish the fire and called Mr. Bradley due to the unsecured back door. He said that he would have Oscar with maintenance respond to secure the door, and they would be back Monday to finish cleaning up. On the 9th of January of this year, the property was inspected and remained in violation. Citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner and address. Compliance date listed on that citation was the 20th of January. You'll see the pictures of that citation posted on the property. The property, as far as we can tell, was still secured at that time, and there were no individuals going in and out during that inspection. And on the 23rd of January, the property was again inspected and remained in violation. A citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner and address. Compliance inspection date listed on that citation was the 3rd of February, which has since been postponed due to the filed appeal. You'll see pictures here of that citation next to the other citation. Again, the building still appears to be secured. Mainly, we believe that's because once the electric utilities were disconnected, when BGMU pulled the meter, that it kind of took away the attractive nuisance of having the vagrants there with power. And as of today, the case has been open 193 days and remains in violation. There are no permits on file for the property. The majority, if not all, of the doors and windows are boarded and have been for an extended period of time. The property continues to be a blight on the surrounding area, is an attractive nuisance for homeless and vagrant individuals, and is vacant and unmaintained. And these are the pictures as of today, as the property stands. And let me minimize this and get Miss Bradley back up here.
All right, Ms. Bradley, if you'd like to make any comments about this property.
The only thing that I can say is I don't want my property to be broken into, just like anyone else there. I know they're saying that the property is an eyesore at this point, but it was an eyesore when I bought it as well, with people living there, obviously in the condition that it was in when it was purchased. So I was trying to clean it up, so therefore it will become in compliance with all of the other homes. But once again, I had to redo due to homeless people breaking into my property that I didn't ask them to live there. I didn't ask them to come in there. I didn't ask them to break in there. I don't know the history of homeless people in your area. I was never told on the front end that it's a problem. I was never told from the previous owner that information. And I know that it says that I have to disclose to the new owner, which he's walked the property, and I do have a letter in place with the closing title to address the permit issues and things of that nature that needs to be done before he can start work that's required from the Bowling Green Compliance Department. So he is made aware of that. At this time, I have no more funds to dump into this property. I have no more funds. I am over budget because of redoing things that I didn't ask for. I tried to be in compliance with you guys as much as I could. Every time I got a call, I did what I needed to do. I had to pay people extra. I had to fire contractors, and we all know how contractors work if they wasn't performing correctly. So yes, it was a struggle for me to to find a decent contractor to finish the job. And at this point, you can't scrape blood from a turnip. I have no more money to dump into this property, and that's why I'm selling it. This property, it became way too much for me to handle myself to fix it up.
Conversation from.
I mean, I've dumped over 200 grand in this property already.
I'll make a motion to uphold citation and fine in the amount of $1,005.54.
Second. Point, Gonzalez. Roll call?
Dearborn,
Yes.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
All right, so this fine and citation will stand as well, Ms. Bradley.
Ms. Bradley, do you have any questions before we disconnect?
No, I do not.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Clerk, with old business?
Agenda item 2025-11 is for Public Works for case number 2024-8609. This is an appeal to a citation that was heard back in November and tabled to the January hearing and then tabled again to the February hearing. This is citation number 2024-14741.4 in the citation amount of $2,000 for the property located at 474 Glen Lily Road. The property owner is Red Diamond Properties, LLC. The owners of the property are here with us with an interpreter for Vietnamese. So Officer Journey Nixon will present the case.
We've not done this very much. You'll need to swear in the interpreter likewise.
Okay, all right. Do I need to go and do it now or wait? Okay, okay. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, thank you.
This case was brought before the Code Enforcement Board at the November 2024 hearing, and we'll start on slide 15. And then I have a list of items that we discussed on the last hearing. Okay. The following items were what we left off with for compliance. I requested a plumbing inspection. I requested that the basin have seed straw. I requested that riprap for the head wall outlet was installed, backfill and add topsoil to the surrounding property, and then fix a downspout in the front building. So we'll start from there. And then,
Do you want to pause for her to catch up?
yeah, yeah. On November 18th, I contacted the plumber, and then on the 19th, the plumber and I met on the job site. The point of this meeting was to discuss the sewage leak and the gray water discharge that initially started this case off. After the meeting, the plumber did confirm that the caps were missing off of the cleanouts and that the sewer water was able to overflow, so that's where the sewage was getting into the basin. The plumber did fix the caps and assured me that there were no other leaks. The plumber also inspected the washer pipes and said that the initial issue was that someone had tied the washer pipes into the drain pans that were used for an emergency system. He also confirmed on site that those were now fixed. This was before pictures. There weren't any caps. Water was able to leak from those emergency spill pans. On November 25th, I set up or sent out an email to Ty, Dylan, and the property owner as a reference for the compliance. I wanted to send a summary so they could review these notes. The next day, on the 26th, I met with Ty and Danny on site to discuss the items that were presented at the hearing, so we could actually visually see what we had went over at the November hearing. Those are my follow-up emails, and then Brad, you can continue. There's progress inspection that I sent out on the 13th. So I went back out the next month just to do a progress inspection on behalf of Ty and the property owner. I did want to note that I went between each building. There's a total of 3 buildings. I went and started on building 1. So the topsoil around the building 1 looked good at the time, so he did add the recommended depth. There you go, thank you. And there was not any seed yet or any stabilization. And so I went through, you can click ahead. So building 2, I did these in sections. Yeah, go, yeah. Same, he did add topsoil, he did backfill behind the curb, which is what I had asked for. And then building 3, it's building 2. Topsoil added, backfill, no seed or straw. And then 3, he had a little bit of stabilization down, but he still needed to finish his grade work. And then I worked my way back to the basin area. This is the back of building 3 that leads into the basin. 3 did not have stabilization. He was working on grading, and then the basin still needed final straw, seed. And then the far right photo is the outlet pipe, and he was to add riprap. Brad, if you would move forward. I didn't add today's inspection on this summary, so I do have photos of today's inspection. I went out this morning, and once again, I started with building 1 and worked my way back to 2, 3, and then the basin. So above building 1, so his topsoil is correct. He did backfill against all curb. As you can see, there's straw blanket, and I have seed on there as well. So if you move to the second photo, Brad, I did a close-up because that's typically what we do to see if there's any seed laid down or if it's fresh seed. There is fresh seed left, and then you go to the middle photo. That's in between buildings, Brad. And then, yeah. And so now you can move forward, sorry. Building 2, same thing. I looked at the topsoil, backfill. There is seed, there is straw. And then you can move to building 3. I did the same inspection. Tree line, worked my way over between each building or each side of building 3. There's topsoil, there is seed, and there is grass growing for all 3 buildings. And then this is the basin. So the basin does have stabilization, topsoil, final grade. The third picture is the sewer cap. It is installed correctly. So there have been no sewer leaks, there have been no discharges or suds in the basin. And then that is the right side of back. Yep, the last photo is the right side of the building. So you can tell there's seed stabilization and grass growing. And then the last photo, I just did it up close because it's typically what we do. We do see grass growing. And this is with I think November or December planting, so it did come up. And then he added additional riprap to the outlet pipe. So all of these items are compliant with the City of Bowling Green. And as of today, the case has been open 155 days and is in compliance.
Huck, would she like to say anything?
Question from the board, any comments? All right. If not, I will make a motion to uphold the citation, but to dismiss the fine in an amount of $2,000.
Second.
Dearbone, Gonzalez, roll call?
Earbone,
Yes.
Lapointe,
No.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
Thank you so much for getting in compliance. We appreciate that, and we wish you the best.
So the citation is upheld, but the fine is waived. So she will not have to pay the fine. She will not have to pay the fine. Okay. If you could just wait, have her wait until after this next case. Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
Under new business, we have agenda item 2025-12 for code compliance for case number 2024-3859. This is a request for authorization to issue a per-day fine citation for the property located at 306 Butler Way. The owners are Orville and Lily Wells in care of Glenda Bailey, and Officer McKenna Tabor will present the case.
This case was the result of a proactive inspection that was conducted on May 1st of last year. During that inspection, the following violations were observed for a hazardous structure or premises. The residence has areas of visible deterioration and has not had utilities since May of 2020, which constitutes it as abandoned. There's dilapidated fencing at this location as well as damaged roofing at this location. A notice of violation was sent to the PVA listed owner and address on that date with the compliance inspection date of 5/16/24. And that was from that date, and I do apologize for the pictures. They're not great from that day, but as you can see, the roof over to the left of it is starting to deteriorate over there. On May 6th, while conducting an inspection for a separate grass case on the property, staff observed that the exterior doors were all unsecured and open to the residents, rendering it vulnerable to the elements, trespassing, and vandalism. Bowling Green Police Department assisted with clearing the residence to ensure it was vacant, and a work order was submitted for a city contractor to board and secure the property. Due to the violations observed, condemnation placards and a citation were issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner. The inspection date listed on the citation was May 16, 2024, and the following violations were added for vacant structures and land due to the lack of utilities and the residence being unsecured and empty. Broken, boarded, missing windows, doors for damaged and missing exterior doors. There's at least one uncovered opening to the basement and crawl space at this location. as well as areas of peeling, flaking, chipping paint, and areas of missing or damaged siding, foundation walls that are not maintained without cracks or breaks. And the exterior walls were found to be deteriorated and damaged in at least one area. The floors, walls inside the residence were damaged and rotting in at least one area and were not able to support nominal loads. The interior is not maintained in clean or sanitary condition, and there's water and a mold-like substance in at least one area of the ceiling, as well as accumulation of construction, demolition, and scattered garbage on the outside. So that was the outside of it. There to follow up on the property being mowed due to the grass being overgrown, we had to have a contractor come mow it, and while I was there, noticed all the doors were open on it. And that's just what it looked like while I was waiting for the police to come help us clear it to make sure there wasn't anybody inside of it. That way we could get a contractor out there. And once the police got there and we were able to walk through, the inside of it, as you can see, is not in a habitable condition. And there's that mold and water damage to that ceiling back there. And that was all throughout the house. And that's when we got the contractor to secure it. Those placards were posted as well as that citation on that day. On May 17th, the property was inspected and remained in violation. Contact was made that day with a lady named Doris. She advised that she was over the estate. She had said that the property, she was notified that the property had been left unsecured and abandoned and had been issued a citation for violations in addition to warranting contractor work. She explained that the property belonged to her grandparents and was not in her name, and that ultimately she had no interest or desire to assume responsibility of the property. Contact was made with the city law department, and staff was informed that the property is in foreclosure. At that time, a decision was made just to monitor the property until it went before the master commissioner sale. The property was inspected and remained in violation May 20th, June 10th, June 24th, July 29th, August 12th, and August 26th of 2024. On September 16, 2024, the property was inspected and remained in violation, and contact was made with the city law department, who advised that the property is still in foreclosure. On October 14, 2024, the property was inspected and remained in violation. The law department was contacted for an update, who said they were waiting on the petitioner to exhaust all efforts to notify the heir to then file for summary judgment in order to get the property sold. On November 13th, the property was inspected and remained in violation. On December 4th, 2024, this property was discussed with the law department, and it was advised that the property was still undergoing the heir notification and the estate process at that time. On December 6, 2024, while conducting other inspections in the area, trash and other belongings were seen on the front porch of the property, which had not previously been there. An inspection was conducted to ensure that the property remained secured and boarded, and face-to-face contact was made with a neighbor who believed that someone was staying at the property during the night and had seen what appeared to be several homeless people attempting to establish camps on the residence. We encourage this individual to make contact with BGPD should they see anybody on site, as it was condemned and unsafe. And those are the pictures from the 6th. As you can see, the property is still in the same shape it was with the fence fallen. There's the trash and belongings that were on the porch. But just a walk around the property, it was still boarded up. On December 10th, while conducting other inspections in the area, a male subject was observed sleeping on the front porch of the residence. BGPD dispatch was notified to request police assistance, and officers were able to make contact with the male subject, who was arrested and removed from the property. An inspection was conducted around the property just to determine that it was still secured. On January 10th, the property was inspected and remained in violation due to an uptick in activity and continuing decline of the condition of the property. A citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first-class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner. The inspection date listed on the citation was January 20th of 2025. And that's from the date that citation was posted. Not a lot of change to the property. the roof is starting to deteriorate a little bit more, and there's still trash and stuff accumulated around it. On January 21st, 2025, the property was inspected and remained in violation. A citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner. The inspection date listed on the citation was January 31st, 2025. And there's from the third citation. And there's all three of those citations up there with the placards. On February 3rd and February 14th, the property was inspected and remained in violation. As of today, it still remains in violation. As you can see, all their violations, I won't read all those to you again. But from today, it's still boarded up and secured, but still in the same shape that it has been. It's been open for 300 days and remains in violation, and requesting authorization to issue a per-day fine citation.
Conversation from the board?
I'll make a motion to implement a per-day fine in the amount of $100 to run for a period of 60 days or until compliance.
I'll second.
Point, Harmon. Roll call?
Earbone,
Yes.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Wukanovich.
Yes.
Our next hearing is Tuesday, March 25th. Are there any other comments or announcements? All right, if not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Point, Gonzalez, roll call?
Earbone,
Yes.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Wukanovich.
Yes.
We are adjourned.